I think we'll take a little walk up here. I'm gonna be giving a tour of the neighborhood where we've been staying. Like pretty much everything along the way is, you know, a shop, a restaurant, cafe. It's nice. I gotta say, I really like La Plata. Welcome back, everyone. La Plata, Argentina. We are back here in La Plata, and today we're actually going to be filming our final video from here in La Plata. And of course, like we always do in the cities where we visit on our long trip here, we're going to be giving a tour of the neighborhood where we've been staying here in La Plata. So come along. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you want to help out the channel and help it grow, I really would appreciate it. Click on the like button down there, the subscribe button, and the little bell next to it to be notified for when new videos drop. It really helps the channel grow because it's going to help the YouTube algorithm recognize this content and spread it to other YouTube viewers. If you'd like to support the channel monetarily, I would appreciate that as well. You can leave a super thanks by clicking this thanks button here and give a small donation to the channel. I appreciate your support. So back to the video, enjoy. So where have we been staying? I actually will confess that I don't exactly know the name of this neighborhood. I would say maybe it's Centro La Plata, because it is pretty close to the center of La Plata. We're here just a couple blocks away from the apartment where we were staying back there. We're on Avenida 44, Avenue 44, and Calle 14, Street 14. We're basically really close. I guess the closest landmark would be up here. The plaza, one block up, is Plaza Paso. So, I don't know. Is this Centro? I never really got a name for this neighborhood when I was staying here from like anybody that I talked to, the hosts for the Airbnb, like in a listing. It wasn't really listed in the apartment listing. So, I don't know. Let me know if you're from La Plata and you know what neighborhood this is. Is this Centro? I think it is, maybe. Anyway, the only reason I think that is because like down, you know, that way, I don't know, six blocks or so, we end up at or like, yeah, 6-7 blocks, we end up at Plaza Moreno, right, which is the geographical center of La Plata. If you remember from the very first video we made here in La Plata, and the second video, the video about the city planning of La Plata, the whole city's laid out in a big grid, and the geographical center is in Plaza Moreno, where they laid the founding stone of the city back in like 1882 when the city was founded, when this whole area was just like a big field with nothing in it. So here is Plaza Paso, as we walk by. I think we'll take a little walk up here. We can go past Plaza Paso, the rotary around Plaza Paso. We'll head down Street 13, Calle 13. And we can take that actually all the way over into to Plaza Moreno. And you can see how close it is to Moreno, to the Centro. It's what makes me think that maybe this neighborhood is part of Centro. And some of the things I liked about this neighborhood, let's see. Well, basically, all the things that I like about all the neighborhoods where I stay. I'm always looking for a neighborhood that has like good walkability, meaning it's close to anything that you need to get, you know, shops, cafes, supermarkets, pharmacies, that kind of stuff. Also looking for a place that has good access to public transportation. Now in La Plata here, there's no metro, there's no like tram, there's no metro, there's no subway. It's all just buses, and they actually have a very like comprehensive bus network. The bus system covers the entire city really well, and not only just the city, but like outside the city too. So like where we went for our video about the Malvinas Museum and that like battle recreation that we saw out there, out in Fuerte Barragán, that we were just able to take a bus out there. It's one of the like city buses. I think it was number 275. Anyway, that bus took us right out there. About a 45-minute bus ride, and you're there. So that's nice. And one of the things that was really nice about this apartment where we were staying, because it was on Avenida 44, Avenue 44. That avenue is like, if you continued on that avenue for, I don't know, 10, maybe 12 blocks or so, that avenue goes straight to the La Plata train station, where the Roca line comes in from Buenos Aires. So because like Avenida 44 is right there, you get a lot of bus lines. The bus stops there's a bus stop like right by the corner of the block where we were staying in the apartment, where like, I don't know, like a whole bunch of different lines all stopped right on that corner. And a couple blocks away on another corner, a bunch of lines stopped there. So because it was like, I don't know, on that like major street, Avenida 44, lots of bus lines stopped there. So it's really easy to catch a bus to go to like any part of the city where we wanted to go. And even more than just like, you know, there were buses that went to places where we wanted to go. There would be like multiple bus lines that would run to like the same place that we wanted to go, which was really nice because you didn't have to just stand there at the bus stop and wait for like one specific bus. You could just wait at that bus stop, and like, you know, the 10 West bus, that would take you where you need to go. The 215 bus would take you where you need to go. The 225 bus would take you where you need to go. Or you could take like the 11 or the 214, and they'd take you within like a block or two of where you needed to go. So it was really nice. It was a good place to be, especially if you're here for a little bit of time and you're going to be taking public transportation everywhere. Definitely a good place to be on Avenida 44. So as you can see here, you're walking along Avenida 13. It's Avenue 13. And this is also a major like avenue for the city, and this is a pretty major commercial avenue. 44 was not like super commercial. There were some shops and some restaurants on it, but 13 here, that goes out of Plaza Paso and ahead of us into Plaza Moreno at the center of the city. 13 is like very commercial. It's packed. Like pretty much everything along the way is, you know, a shop, a restaurant, a cafe, a tienda de empanadas here, where you can get, there it is. There's that Argentina inflation. I was going to say you can get empanadas for 850 pesos each, which is exactly what this sign said like 2 days ago when I came here to get empanadas, but now they're 900. Such is Argentina. But this street 13, like I said, lots of commercial businesses, lots of commercial space along here. So it's nice to be able to like just be, I don't know, just a few blocks away from this. So you could walk up to here and have like tons of options if you want to go out to a restaurant, or if you want to like go to a cafe, or like you go to your local kiosco to like put money on your Sube card or something and they don't have it, then you can go up a couple blocks to 13 and go along here, and there'll be plenty of stuff along here. Another thing about Avenida 13, Avenue 13, because it's a busy avenue through a commercial area, there's lots of cab stands. And this is something I noticed in La Plata. I mean, I've seen it in other cities too, of course, but a lot more so in La Plata. There are cabs definitely that are sort of like free ranging around the city. You can, just step to the curb on any block, and you'll probably be able to flag down a cab. But not always. Certain neighborhoods might be harder to get a cab. Certain times of day might be harder to get a cab. But in a lot of places, especially the like more well-trafficked like commercial areas like this, we're on Avenida 13, close to Plaza Moreno. there'd be a cab stand, and all the cabs would just line up. There was a cab stand back on Plaza Paso, and it's really easy to catch a cab if you need to, because, well, I did say the buses, they go everywhere pretty much. Sometimes you might want to get somewhere like quicker, and quicker than it would take just by like waiting for a bus, taking it. Or maybe you just want to be shuttled in a cab, right? To just pay a little extra and get shuttled in the cab instead of having to cram into a bus. Because, well, you know, the bus is very convenient. It's also quite often like packed, especially during like rush hour times, peak hours. It'll be like really, really packed, and you're just sort of squeezed in. And if it's a particularly long ride, you may not want to be squeezed in that whole time. Other options, of course, Uber. You can definitely Uber around here. I did it a couple of times. Very easy to get Ubers within a couple of minutes, no problem. But I think most often I was taking the bus, and I do actually quite like the buses here. They use the Sube card, which is great. The same card they use in Buenos Aires and a bunch of other cities in Argentina. And just a note, if you do come here, the bus fare works on like a distance system like it does in Buenos Aires. In a lot of the other cities where we've been outside of Argentina, but also some inside of Argentina, like Rosario, Rosario, Mendoza. Those cities, the bus fare is just like one fare. Doesn't matter if you're taking it 2 blocks or if you're taking it all the way across the other side of the city. It's going to be the same fare no matter what. It's a little different in Buenos Aires. In Buenos Aires, you got to tell them like where you're going, because the fare is going to depend on how far you go. They have like different ranges. If you're going from like 1 to 3 kilometers, it'll be a certain price. From like 3 to, 7, 8 kilometers, something like that, it'll be a different price. And the same thing here in La Plata. And one of the good things about La Plata is because the way the city's planned and laid out, all the streets are numbered. It's a lot easier to tell like a bus driver where you're going. I always had a bit of trouble in Buenos Aires telling the bus driver where I'm going, because I know where I'm going, but I don't exactly know what the cross street is, the name of it, because I don't know, for just reasons. All the streets are named, and the city isn't quite as like systematically organized as La Plata is. So in Buenos Aires, I would always kind of just like say a landmark and hope that the bus driver knew what I was talking about. It usually works, but here in La Plata, actually let's head this way. We can cross into Plaza Moreno real quick. Here in La Plata is really nice because all the streets are numbered, so you can just say 2 streets and the bus driver knows exactly where you're going. He knows you're going to the corner of those 2 streets. So if I wanted to get back to the apartment, just say 44 y 16, and there you go. The bus driver charges you for however long it takes you to get there, which is nice. Anyway, head over to Plaza Moreno here and just take a quick final look at Plaza Moreno. Beautiful plaza, really, honestly. One of the really nice things about La Plata, the way it's laid out, is having the plazas every 6 blocks or so, these beautiful plazas. And Moreno is a really nice one, the big central plaza here in La Plata. But we can head down off of the plaza and go back to the apartment, I think, along one of the smaller streets, the non-avenues, because we walked up on Avenida 13, right? Avenue 13, and it's a big double wide, avenue with lots of buses, lots of traffic, lots of shops, and that's nice. But what I found really nice about La Plata is sort of on the in-between streets, right? The smaller streets that are in between the avenues, very quiet actually. Usually like very chill, tree-lined streets, not a lot of traffic, not a lot of noise. And that's really nice because, I mean, I'll say it, some cities that I've been in so far, the street noise in the cities, and I mean like everywhere in the city, not just in the busiest parts, but like there's just nowhere where it's quiet. I'm looking at you, Lima. I loved being in Lima. I really did. I mean, I stayed in Lima for like 5 weeks. I stayed longer in Lima than I did in a lot of the other cities that I visited. But man, that is a loud city. I'm not gonna lie. Lima's a loud ass city. There is like, you hear people honking their horns in like a city like La Plata or Buenos Aires or, you know, any other city, but man, not like Lima. It's just not like Lima. Lima's like, horns are like a form of like everyday communication for everybody in Lima. All right, but this video isn't about Lima. It's about La Plata. And there we have a nice view of the beautiful Cathedral of La Plata. Good to take a view of it before we head out of the city in our last video here. And you know, we saw a lot of these buildings already in that video about the city planning and the architecture. There's the cathedral here, the Mary O. Graham School right next to it, and the Archbishop building over there on the other side of the cathedral. Lots of cool architecture in this city, man. Really, really nice. And on a day like today, like an absolutely beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. It's nice. It's a nice, actually, last video here. So as we head off of the main square back there, Plaza Moreno, we're here on actually on one of the diagonals that runs out of Plaza Moreno. And these are really nice too, having diagonal streets, especially if you need to get somewhere that is diagonally from where you are. You don't have to go, you know, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right for 10 blocks. It's really nice to have a diagonal. These diagonals are also, like the avenues, they're extra wide. This one that we're on, which is diagonal, shoot, which one are we on? 77, 80? I don't know. I don't remember. I'll put it in the subtitle, but it has a bike lane in the middle, which is really cool. Normally, you know, you see bike lanes, they run like along the right-hand side of any street, which is good. It's good to have a dedicated bike lane, but of course, any car that's trying to turn right, there's a chance of an interaction, a dangerous interaction between bikes and the car turning. But of course, having a nice bike lane that runs down the center of the diagonal of the street here, you can see like right there. It's very nice. And there are little benches along the lane, so you can sort of like see, here comes some cyclists right now, right, riding along the bike lane. And it's nice because you can walk along there too, and there's little benches that you can sit in. So it's almost like having a little park right in the middle of the street, which is really nice. It's all landscaped with flowers, lots of trees for shade. It's nice. I gotta say, I really like La Plata. I've said, you know, I got a comment back on one of my videos about Buenos Aires, I think, from another YouTube account actually, of people who are traveling, right? It's a couple that are doing the same thing that I'm doing, which is like, you know, slow travel, right? They've been traveling to different cities in different countries, and they asked me, like, now that I've been in Argentina for more than a couple of months, and I've been to a bunch of different cities, what city would I say if I wanted to move to Argentina and actually live in one of these cities, which city would it be? I said Buenos Aires because it's like, you know, it's such a big city that and the included, conurbano, the suburbs around the city. There's just so much like diversity in the different types of neighborhoods where you could stay. All the different things that you can do and things that you can see and do in Buenos Aires. It's just a big, it's a gigantic capital city. There's lots of stuff to see and do. It has also like a very robust and pretty easily accessible and easy to figure out public transit system, which is really nice. So that's why I chose Buenos Aires. But the one thing about Buenos Aires is it is a gigantic capital city. You know what I mean? It's very hectic. It's definitely, it's like other big capital cities. It's really hectic. It's not as chill as like the smaller provincial cities, right? Like the other cities that I've been to, like here in Argentina, for example, that are smaller and just sort of more chill. Salta, Rosario, Mendoza, Cordoba, places like that. They're big cities, of course, but they're not anywhere as big as like Buenos Aires. So there's something nice about those because of how chill they are. How tranquilo. But that said, some of those places are they're like relatively remote. Like Salta and Mendoza over there, and the other side of the country, on the west side of the country. I mean, they're kind of far away from, they're definitely far away from Buenos Aires. You can get on a flight if you want, but it's not exactly a day trip. The good thing about La Plata is it is a day trip to Buenos Aires. If you want to hop on a train in the morning, go to Buenos Aires, spend the day there, then hop on a train or a bus back here. It's really just like an hour to get there on the train or on the bus. So, and La Plata, even though it is that close to Buenos Aires, it's its own whole city. It's definitely its own city. It has its own different vibe from Buenos Aires. It has its own complete, different culture and different history and everything. So it's almost like you get the best of both worlds here in La Plata. You get the relatively more chill, smaller provincial city, but you also get, you're close enough that if you want to go to Buenos Aires, it's really easy to get there. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I've changed my mind. Maybe if I were going to recommend a city where I would want to live, if I were going to theoretically live in Argentina, it might be La Plata. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed it. All right, let's go down this way. Not done with the video yet. We're getting close to being back to the apartment, so we'll head back this way. And we'll just go around one extra block, give us a little more time to talk, because this video, especially, unlike some of the other neighborhood videos that we've made, especially here in Argentina, this video is a little bit different because at the end of this video, that is actually going to be the end of our stay here in La Plata, but also our stay here in Argentina for the time being. Now, I really like Argentina. I've mentioned this in a video specifically about how much I like Argentina. Link to that video in the description. The 5 things I love about Argentina and why you should come here. And it's true, I really do love Argentina. And having come back and visited again and visited different cities this time, it cements my opinion. I really like Argentina. I do. And I know that I'll be coming back to Argentina at some point. There's no way I'm going to just leave Argentina forever and not come back. I actually sort of see Argentina as a place that I want to periodically return to every so often for a lot of reasons. To see people who I've met here, friends that I've made, and also just to check in on how the country is doing, to be honest, because when I first arrived here, the first visit in Argentina, back last year in November, it's a pretty rough time for Argentina. And I'm not gonna lie, it still is. Times are tough here in Argentina. The economy is going through some really tough times. But there are, there are signs of improvement. There are signs that the country and the economy are headed in the right direction, even though they're not there yet. But it's something that I would want to keep coming back to Argentina, just see what are things like, How are the people doing? How are my friends doing? And of course, there's plenty of stuff here in Argentina that I haven't seen yet, that I want to see, that I haven't had time to yet. Different cities that I want to visit, that I've never visited. Mar del Plata, Bahia Blanca, San Miguel de Tucumán. Just tons of cities all over that I want to visit, that I haven't been able to yet. But, as I mentioned, this is going to be the last video from La Plata and the last video from Argentina, because after this video, we're going to be moving on. We're going to be moving on from La Plata and from Argentina to a new city in a new country. And I have to decide whether or not we should keep everyone in suspense on what that city and that country is going to be. But I think I'm just going to tell you. I don't know. I feel like in a mood. So I will tell you, as we stand here, basically like right in front of the apartment building where we've been staying, we're going to be visiting the country of Colombia and the capital city, Bogota. And that is something that I've been looking forward to actually for quite some time. A long time ago, many years ago, I had a friend who visited Colombia, and he always used to rave about how much he liked it. And on my travels here in South America, I've met a bunch of people in other countries here, but I've met a bunch of people from Colombia, and they've all been very, very nice. And I don't know, there's something about Colombia that I've always thought, I don't know, it's just a place that I've always wanted to go. So that's where we're going next, Bogota, Colombia. So that's it, that's where we're headed. Next time you see us, we will be in Bogota, Colombia. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed, like I said, my stay here in La Plata, and I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss La Plata, I'm gonna miss Argentina, but we're going to move on, and at some point we will be back to visit Argentina once again. So hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one.